Hey, hey.
Hey,
Welcome to the Brian and Kristen podcast. I'm Brian,
and I'm Kristen.
and this is a special holiday edition. We get us finally both in the same spot at the same time. We've had about three or four where we've been in the same time at the same spot. Other than that, we've been on Zoom and StreamYard. So that's pretty much it. So, how you feel, Kristen?
Well, we are in Ohio. That's the other childhood home. We are in the childhood home. Normally, you'll see us.
Or for me, adult home too.
Oh, right. Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't want to leave here.
Okay, my childhood home.
Yeah, this is my adult home too in childhood.
Right. I guess I'm visiting Brian. I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah. This is our whole place. Now we got our comments on, I think. So if anybody wants to leave a comment as we're going, please do that. If you want to kind of check in or whatnot. But yeah, I think that should be working. So, what's it like being back home, Kristen?
It always feels the same.
Feels the same.
Pretty much, except it's quiet. I can always get good sleep here because there's no noise.
There is no noise here. That's what I love. When coming back from the city to here, it's good. It's peaceful. I think it's the way the world's supposed to be. I mean, you hear birds chirping. Not that you won't hear birds chirping other places, but the sound of sirens and stuff. It's like
Wait, but here, if you hear a siren, it's like everybody's calling the neighbors. Did you hear the siren go by?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's happening?
Yeah, that's true. When you hear sirens here, everybody is on, they're calling each other to make sure it's nobody we know or hurt. But I mean, around here, yeah, you probably pretty much know everybody. So that's the thing. And I like being home. I've had a couple of cool shows this holiday season. So yeah, this is now it didn't snow this year, which I'm okay with. What about you?
For sure. It's like 50 something. I'm like, okay, I can tolerate that.
Yeah, it's good weather here right now. So it's not Honduras style, but it's warm enough. So and what do you think any particular Christmases you have that stand out in your mind that we had growing up?
Um, okay, I have one. It's more of a depressing Christmas story.
Ooh.
um, but I would like to. I bet there are a lot of people that have a depressing Christmas story. Everybody acts like Christmas is like, everybody's always happy. I don't know. Based upon my experience on all the flights that I was part of on this Christmas, everybody seems stressed out and cranky. So, I mean, I'm sure there are happy people there. Somebody asked me where my Christmas gear was. The other flight attendants were wearing it. And I said, I don't have any. I'm the Grinch. They laughed. And I was like, no, that's actually true.
Well, Christmas time is very stressful, and it can make people feel like failures, because it's another year around the clock. If they don't feel like their life is where they want it to be, if they're having any kind of financial struggles or whatnot, will probably be pretty tough. So, yeah.
Should I share my Christmas memory?
Yeah, might as well.
So it's when Dad first started to get sick, or was kind of sick. He was on oxygen, and we stopped having like Christmas trees or doing anything of much. And then our cousin Mike was over, and I think he was in med school or something. And I lit candles because I was like, okay, let me try to be semi-festive. And he was like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to kill your dad? Because he was on oxygen. And I was like, I never thought, how would I think about that? So even to this day, I was like, well, I always still feel bad about that Christmas, even though obviously it wasn't intentional. I had no idea. And apparently you don't want to get fire next to an oxygen tank.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got ridiculed for lighting candles that Christmas. It was already depressing enough.
Yeah, he had a good point about that. That's yeah, that was pretty tough times around then. What was that, 98 or 99 or
no, it was like 96.
96? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was going to school. Well, at least hey, it could have been even more depressing if you would have
I guess maybe I should look at it as maybe save Dad's life.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm curious. I hope that our internet's coming through. Because you see that thing, it coming down. The only problem about out here is there is a slow internet sometimes. So guys,
the
please.
only problem about out here is slow internet.
Yeah. So if by chance there's glitches or stuff, please let us know so we can figure this out for the next time. But because I'm watching the thing and it's going, the little bars going up and then down and up and then down. Okay. Anyways. So, well, that makes it for a tough time. I guess that would be pretty tough. Let's see. I remember, last Christmas it snowed, so that was kind of tough, and Mom had to take me to the airport, and that was pretty stressful.
And then she got in an accident.
She got in an accident on the way back.
The only day it snowed that whole season, she had to take you to the airport, and then got in an accident.
I felt terrible. I almost didn't go to the gig. I wish I wouldn't have, but yeah. So that was that. I remember Christmas being pretty fun. I mean, I remember, I always wanted pro wrestlers. Those. Well, you've seen them all. I should have brought them out again. Those they're in my room, but
those things are like guest appearances. Friday the wrestlers will be back.
Yeah, I should have brought them. Well, how could I have a Christmas without the pro wrestlers? The things, and then and we usually had it here at my mom's this house, right?
Your house, Brian.
Right at my house. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's my house. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so not much has changed for me as far as any of that goes. My life just went full circle.
I remember one Christmas that there were like lights or the Trump Tower. There were lights going on outside, and Mom told us that it was the reindeer or Santa or something, and that we needed to hurry up and go to bed. And I remember I ran to bed because they're like, Santa's not going to stop if you don't get in bed. So I went to bed.
And what were the lights really?
Probably a UFO or something. Nobody has a clue.
Yeah, there's definitely UFOs out here for sure.
Yeah, so I thought it was Santa and his sled. It was just a UFO flying by.
So, because I remember I would think that too. I would always think Santa was coming because they would put the thing on the news. Santa's here, and the meteorologist would be watching his progress. And then I don't remember that particular part. Maybe she didn't say it to me, or was it?
Yeah, who knows?
It was always so hard to sleep on Christmas Eve, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was so hard to sleep. And
all I want for Christmas is to sleep in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Mom, don't wake me up before noon on Christmas. So.
I got nothing to add value to today. Just let me sleep.
Because I'm trying to think of if we when did we find out Santa wasn't real? That's a big question. When did we find out?
I don't even know.
I feel like it was at Covington School for me, probably. That's like, one kid at public school finds out there's not a Santa, the rest are going to pay too. It's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. But, I think it's funny that all the kids get lied to. That's like a huge lie. Actually, Eddie Brill, the comedian, says that's like the first big lies. And you're told that there's a man that brings gifts, and then, and then you find out it's not true. It's like, well, my parents are liars.
Yeah, totally. Totally. So, yeah, and then they just keep lying to us throughout. And it's like, after that, it's a toss-up. What's true?
It's like, here, just take more toys. Get more stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, what else have they lied to us about in the last couple years?
The Tooth Fairy.
The Tooth Fairy, yeah.
The Easter Bunny.
Now, the Tooth Fairy was a good one because how did our parents pull that one off?
Well, that's the funniest part. They have to get under your pillow and try to get your tooth and give you money.
Yeah.
Not wake you up.
So... I hear the pitter patter of feet. Here's the best Christmas present of all, the dog, Bestie. So, I think that the Tooth Fairy would be a tough one to pull off. I mean, you really got to time that right. Otherwise, you could get caught standing above your kid's bed with money in your hand.
That's creepy.
Are you stealing my money from the Tooth Fairy?
Somebody, I forget where I was. Somebody said that, I don't know, one of their relatives was trying to give the kid, they lost the tooth at this relative's house and trying to give him $20 for the Tooth Fairy. And the parents were like, don't give him that much. That's the highest standard. I have to keep giving it $20.
Yeah. That's a little much. We got quarters. I don't know if we would get $1 or what, but some of those teeth were painful coming out. I do remember that. So it was worth it. But Easter Bunny, I don't really remember the Easter. We'd get chocolate and stuff.
Easter basket.
Easter basket. Yeah, Easter basket. But nothing was as big as Christmas, being spoiled and running out and thinking that Santa bought all your stuff and your poor parents having to sit there acting like it is a scam. It is a scam.
That's why not gonna lie, I'm not a huge Christmas fan because of all the.
Well,
It can be so stressful as a parent too. Like, somebody else was telling me, I was another flight attendant, that she needed to get gifts for her grandkids, and they were like, "Well, I want a computer, I want an iPad," and she was like, "I said, here's $100."
Yeah, totally pick.
That's for your parents to get you all that stuff if they want to get you that, but $100 and quiet down.
Yeah, it's a little unfair. See, now I'm not that big into Christmas either for some reason. I think probably because there is no Santa, you're lied to, and also I don't know what it is, but I hate Christmas music. It's one of my things. I don't know why I hate. I like Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer and the Adam Sandler song, and that's it. Like you go in there, they play it too early.
Well, now it's before Halloween.
Yeah, it's before Halloween. Like and they play it. They're gonna play it till New Year's is over at least, and then they don't even give you a break. It's not like they. When you go to the store or something, it's Christmas music. It's not like they even put on a Phil Collins song in between. I don't know what he sings exactly. I know he's good, but yeah, I know his songs are good. Just something to break up the monotony of continuous Christmas songs. So I don't want to be a Grinch, but I just think that it is kind of, why is it only this day of the year that everybody's so nice? But really they're not nice, because then they got to go to the mall. They beep at each other. They yell at each other. They fight over a parking spot, and then they put on their and then it's over.
And then their credit card bill comes, and they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yes, they gotta do all that. Now, I did used to enjoy as kids though the Christmas lights in Ludlow Falls, which they don't have anymore. Do you remember those?
Yes,
those were great because the falls was right there, and they decorated them, and I'm sure we probably lost a couple people to being electrocuted, but it was well worth it because it was cool as a kid.
Those families have a wonderful memory of Christmas.
Yeah, so
I do have a uplifting Christmas story.
Okay, that's good.
Redeem myself here at the 12-minute mark.
Yeah.
So Dad would plant trees in the yard that were going to later become Christmas trees. So we would dig up those trees and bring them in. So they were still living. We never cut them down. They still had all the roots on them. And then we would replant them. And so they've been replanted out in the front part of our yard. So we actually have probably 5 or 6 really large Christmas trees in our yard that were from when we grew up. Now that is a really good, that was a good tradition.
That was a great tradition. Actually, we should start it again, but I don't know if I want to plant trees, but I do. I don't want to.
Just at
least I know how to plant a tree, unlike AOC. So we almost made it 13 minutes. Okay.
Even the Christmas edition.
I know I was trying real hard not to get political. There was a couple of things earlier I wanted to say, but I held back. But yeah, that was one of the best, because we're looking at, one of those is right out there. I think one of them was Peter's tree.
Yeah.
But then out in the front, it's real nice too, because the trees, they block you in case your car runs off towards the pond. They'll be blocked by the big trees now.
That's probably really why Dad put them there.
Yeah,
it was like at the line of defense.
But it is we should bring that tradition back, because that was a good one. Planting a real Christmas tree, because it is sad. All those Christmas trees I remember driving through LA when I was living there, and I would drive by, and all these people had these dead Christmas trees. These environmentalists out there screaming global warming. They're the ones that had the trees knocked down. Pointless. I mean, I think that the fake Christmas tree, you can put up those. At least you're not. But it's like, I think that was probably the best Christmas tradition we had for sure, was getting a live Christmas tree, having it in the house, and then going back out and planting it. And now these things are like 30 feet tall.
I bet Dad probably thought it was the worst tradition when he had to plant it, though.
Yeah.
He was always like, "Oh yeah, I got to get that planted."
I remember going outside with him, not really doing much, but being out there a couple times.
And we're going to leave you in charge of that tradition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to bring that tradition back. There's a lot. Well, I still got my apple tree out there that the deers ate up, so I got to start doing that. But so that's some good Christmas traditions, and we saved episode 25 for Christmas. Well, the day after Christmas, technically. We were going to do this yesterday on Christmas, but neither one of us had the energy.
Yeah, no, I flew in yesterday, and I don't know what you did.
Well, I just waited for you to fly in.
He picked me up at the airport in Columbus.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that was it. But hey, thanks everybody for watching. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We'll do the New Year's edition right after 2020, 2022, 2023,
Do not bring 2020 back.
I can't quit thinking about that stupid year. Every time I say 2000, I say 2020, 20. I always, that year's like stuck in my head, man. I wish it would just, anyways. So it'll be the Merry Christmas, TJ. And so thank you guys. And we'll see you on the new one. Love you too, Pamela. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.
Bye.